Hello, 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 welcome back to the continuing adventures of Kob-on-the-Cross as he treks through the dungeon. Quick bit of updates. I have picked up this run again after a reasonable break, and long enough that I've read many of your comments on the boards, YouTube comments. So I wanted to thank everybody who's taken the time to point out obvious oversights on my part, some advantages, some disadvantages, etc. in my playstyle. Always good to have that benefit of your experience. I also have taken the time to look up the formulas for crossbows, the details of crossbows, and a bunch of other information. A few corrections I want to make right away. Firstly, crossbow skill and how it works. Remember how I said that there is a modifier that makes arrows/bolts have an effective enchantment, even though the enchants were gotten rid of? The way that works is skill level divided by 3 with a cap at 3. So once your crossbow or bow skills hits 9, you've already maxed your ammo bonus. That said, the damage formula has a multiplier of 2.5 per level, roughly, in the skill tree, so that all the way up through, or 2.2 per point in the skill tree, all the way up through level 27. So there's never a point where increasing crossbows by another point isn't helping your damage output. And of course you hit min delay somewhere along the way. At this point I could turn it off because of diminishing marginal returns, and that would be reasonable. Especially since I'm more concerned about my death risk at this point. So we're going to turn off crossbows and trickle on armor for a little while. Okay. As far as... and I'll have to remember to turn it back on later. As far as these are concerned, these are mostly fine. I guess I really should throw some points towards invocations at some point for the finesse, but we'll see about it. Okay, in terms of which crossbow launchers, brands, etc. to use, and let's see if I can't !item crossbow. Nope, doesn't list it. Okay. Crossbows come in one variety. Crossbow. That's it. There's not like a bow/longbow kind of dichotomy or whatever. There are some really good unrandom artifact crossbows out there, which are awesome to have, but barring getting one of those, and those aren't enchantable anyway, your limits are basically I have all the crossbows you're going to get. I believe it's possible to get a poison branded crossbow, and then you've got the Frost Flame and Velocity. Velocity being just a flat 1 times 1.4 added to your damage, which is a lot. And unrandom artifacts or random artifacts can give you other enchants like the electricity. For my purposes, I am unlikely to get a better enchantable crossbow than a velocity one. Now granted, this velocity one starts with a 0 bonus, which sucks, but who really cares? I could probably bring that up with enchant scrolls. So I have decided that this is good enough for me to start sinking my enchant scrolls into. And now it's even more important to save the appropriate crossbow bolts, because if I want to get a fire effect, ideally I should do it using my high-powered velocity launcher. Velocity launchers will give you the bonuses of the brand of your ammo, in addition to the 1.4 times bonus just for using the velocity launcher. So, and it is a variation of the word Vorpal, much like a Mace of Crushing. Okay, so now that it's a 7.3 crossbow, it's actually quite reasonable. I don't know if I have a different base crossbow that I need to get rid of. I'm going to hang on to the elect crossbow, but I'm going to probably never use it, and once the weight becomes irritating, I'll end up just giving it up. That's fine. I should probably save this scroll of enchant armor for a rainy day. None of these wands are important enough for me to recharge. Let's identify the remaining one, though. Fireballs, nice. Okay, that's pretty much all the housekeeping I had to do, so let's see where to go next. I'm leery of doing the shoals just because the amount of water there means I'll lose a lot of bolts. Same logic goes for the slime pits. I don't want to lose a lot of bolts. Orcish Mines actually is probably a reasonable option. Their shops might well have bolts. There might be bolt traps, and I might get shot at by crossbows. All of which make it a possible refill spot. That said, I lack reliable ways to deal good AoE damage. I'm not sure how I would survive a sudden burst of 8 serious orc fights. I guess I can always blink and run, so there's that. And continuing down into the dungeon is always an option. I think, based on what I've talked out loud here, I'm going to go through to the Orcish Mines, and oh, hello. Start off by killing the spawner, and then just start cutting everything that remains. Sweet, that was it. To the Orcish Mines. Gotta love it, the only one that didn't wake up was the one I was standing right next to. That actually worked out to my advantage. Okuwaru, on the other hand, I'm going to continue wearing the Faith Amulet as long as I can get away with it. Which is to say, until I start needing to wear alternate amulets for other reasons. That piety will give me a lot of benefits down the road. Perfect. Could not have asked for a better start. Let's just drag as many of them upstairs as we can. That's a good enough size of an army. Definitely a chance to blink here would be good. And of course, it wouldn't be Crawl if they didn't spawn a deadly enemy right behind me. Stack as much poison as we can. Use that fireball that you've been holding on to, just to kill the jelly, if nothing else. Of course, the jelly is the one thing that doesn't die. Let's switch to my crossbow velocity and burn possibly... Nope. I was willing to risk losing a single piece of ammo, but instead I just got it for free. Yay! Burn to ash. Auto pickup is back on. Burn to ash. Oh, right. There's still more enemies. Well, now they're all dead. Okay. Sacrifice. Nothing worth picking up. Nothing worth picking up, nothing worth picking up, nothing worth picking up. When we left the floor, how bad? Okay, I'm gonna turn on heroism before I go in then. Just because it's clearly not a happy situation. And the last thing I'm gonna target is gonna be the invisible enemy. Just to, you know, maximize the amount of actual hits I get in. It has a good dodge, being invisible and all. The way my character is right now, I am a bit of a dodge tanker, which means that my defenses are all based on not getting hit. I have 34 evade, but I have low health and low AC. If you hit me, which you almost never will, I will suffer. This is a very dangerous style of play because all it takes is 3 unlucky bad rolls on your dodge or there to hit, and suddenly you're inches from death and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Ha ha ha. The solution then is to buff my other defenses by the by, so that by the time I'm fighting enemies that are strong enough to actually abuse or hit me despite my dodginess, and by strong I mean powerful, not strongest in strength. By the time I'm fighting enemies strong enough to actually pummel me through my defenses, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm strong enough to tank a little bit of damage too. God, you freaking invisible pieces of crap. Okay, dead. Here we go. And now that we've cleared out the doorway, we can actually start... Okay, now that we've almost cleared out most of the doorway, we can start exploring a little bit better. So that's why I'm training up armor. I'm wearing a decent enough troll leather right now that I'm getting some guaranteed damage reduction and AC bonus beyond what the leather would have given me. But with luck, once I'm comfortable enough and I have a better armor score, I will plan to advance to better and better armors as the game continues to go. Bearing in mind, of course, that I'm pretty much always going to be prioritizing dodge tanking. Okay, what the hell just happened? Okay, I want to put my... I just tried to blink by hitting finesse. That was an accident. Let's go ahead and utilize this finesse now to fire bolts. The speed of Robin Hood or something. Or Odysseus would be a better example, I guess. since, you know, Robin Hood is more known for accuracy, and Odysseus, while not known for anything, technically he guns down the suitors with arrows as if it was a machine gun at the end of the Odyssey. A literary reference for you. I fulfilled my quota of not acting like a moron for the day. Time to act like a moron now. Charged directly into a group of orcs that haven't seen me yet. I love the stealth on this guy. How stealthy am I? I'm quite stealthy, which is, I think, 2 levels above neutral levels of stealth. Okay, these orcish priests and their smites ignore AC and deal a lot of damage. So, like I said, this is the thing about the dodge tanker. He hit me only 2 times and suddenly I'm at half health. If all 3 of them hit me simultaneously, I'd be in real trouble. Also, it's part of the glory of using orcish or troll leather is that with my low health total, I actually heal a percentage of my, like 2% of my health every couple turns. 2 to 3% of my health every turn. No. Every 2 turns, I heal 3% of my health. That's what I'm trying to say. Stealth is great. Lets you enter and exit fights when you like. Hell, if I invested in stabbing... Stabbing is still there in this game, right? Yeah. If I invested in stabbing, I could probably get off some stabs too. But that's kind of multi-classing a bit more than I intend to. I really should put some points into short blades, given how often I'm using this short blade. Actually, the more I think about it, the less reason I can think of not to anymore. Heretofore, my biggest concern was I didn't want Okuwaru giving me non-bolt gifts, but reality check, he's already given me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 non-bolt gifts. So that plan isn't actually working. So I guess there's no real harm in it anymore. Let's let armor get up to 3. I don't like having more than 3 skills open at a time, and then we'll do it. Holy crap, this is a scary floor. I'm just going upstairs, and I'm going to try something. Cloak of Darkness. Invisibility. Okay, we'll stab you while invisible. Now that I'm invisible, should be able to get away with a few free practice stabs. And again, I am trying to draw them on me on purpose. I'm just utilizing the bonus to dodge. Okay, that's good enough. Perfect. I got out with exactly what I wanted, a reasonable number of creatures following me. Let's utilize the blink to get away, the crossbow velocity to let them know I mean business, and then the bolts to show them what the business end of a crossbow wielder looks like. P.S. It involves a lot of them being dead. Let's try a different door, because I don't anticipate that fight working out well twice. We'll just kill off whatever I brought up with me, no need for anything fancy. Heal, do it again. Blink. This is a good direction. That warg is going to be invincible to poison, so let's whip out crossbow velocity, and this time let's use the good stuff. Let's use bolts of flame and torch whatever I happen to come across. Alright, now that I've gotten rid of the riffraff, we'll use the ordinary bolts. Unless they have a special resistance to it, using elemental damage just boosts the actual damage output because it has another multiplier attached. Alright, let's try this again. Perfect. A burst 1 worth of orcs. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's finish off the orcish entourage and then the warg, and there we go, they're all dead. Not the warg, the war dog. Just kind of like a ward. Okay. Sacrifice. I think that's it. That's it. Next set. Oh, wait. Standing on a corpse. Next set. Come on, I want a better. Okay, there we go. Full surround is quite a few. It's amazing how well this tactic is working, honestly. What the hell? Let's turn on short blades and turn off armor. I can get short blades to a reasonable level a hell of a lot faster. That's a good enough group. Let's start off by killing the caster, the only one who can potentially give me status effects, and then let's get good enough distance because that is a spear user. And let's just crossbow him to death, I guess. Okay. What is all this stuff? You know what? What are my aptitudes? Actually, it's my highest aptitude weapon by far, so yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. I was just thinking maybe it'd be better off to go with a different weapon. I don't like short swords, in case it hasn't become obvious. They're not my favorite weapon. By the end of the game, they just don't deal very much damage. But they fool you into thinking they're good most of the game until then. Daggers are even worse. But I guess by the end of the game, I should have an arbitrarily large amount of ammo. And no longer be reliant on my dagger. A 9-9 crossbow velocity spitting out bolts of penetration is kind of some of the most damage the game can offer. It's not the most, but it's, you know, and it's also very sustainable, no mana bar. Oh, come at me, bro. Begging you, come at me. Confused indeed, huh? Okay, that should about clear it. Sacrifice you, next floor. This is the 3rd floor, so still not dealing with the worst it has to offer. And again, this stealth is great. I'm pure hacking their buddies to bits and they don't even notice me. Funar. You usually are vulnerable to fire, so we're going to make sure that's what we hit you with. Quiver the fire. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Cold resist and Staff of Freezing. Wow, this one was not in fact vulnerable. Unless I already picked up his Ring of Ice or something. Which I did. Well, there you go then, right? So he did have a level of vulnerability after all. You're not invulnerable to fire, so we'll just torch you as well. Sacrifice your corpse. Oh, wow. Interesting burst. Let's knock them out one at a time. Okay. Give me my poison shit. Give me back my damage shit. There we go. How am I doing for sustain? I'm doing fine. I'm gaining health, not losing it. It's perfect. Okuwaru is probably not that happy with me. He likes it when people are fighting hard, not fighting easy. Oh well. He's not upset with me. I'm giving him bodies, giving him kills. He's not gonna complain. But he'll be excited when I start killing big stuff. You know what? That Scimitar of Flaming is damn tempting. I like stacking poison right now because I have a lot of poisonable targets. But a short sword is probably just a worse weapon all around than a scimitar. Yeah, 4-6 versus 2-12. That's just so much more damage, it's not even funny. I'll stick around with the poison for now, but eventually I'm gonna make the switch. Also, the flame brand means that I get extra damage in. And the reason I'm going with short blades, despite the fact that I'm not a fan of them and I just enumerated why, is that the +3 aptitudes for kobolds means that I can do it on the side, rather than needing to devote a lot of energy traveling down a weapon path other than crossbow, that I'm not too interested in the first place. There's that Ring of Ice again. Okay, let's go up a floor, which, again, in the Orcish Mines is, if you're not going to the same staircase twice, you're probably going to end up in a different area. At least one time. Out of 2. Gotta love this auto fight, man. There's an invisible wizard, but he's probably going to show his face and die soon. Just like he did. Sacrifice everything. Stomp everything with my dagger, or my sword. Okay, next floor. I've already cleared the upstairs, let's try the down. Okay, I think that's all 3, so next floor. This is the final floor, so some caution is actually merited. Any crossbow bolts I fire too far out, there's no guarantee I get back, so... Oh, perfect, come upstairs with me so I can stab you repeatedly and not even back away. is just stand next to you and jab you with my dagger until you die. Who else wants to come? You want to come on to me? You can come to your death. I'll make you come till you die. Or come to die. Oops. I am R poisoned, so leaving an orcish dagger of venom lying around isn't actually as big a deal as it sounds like. Okay. The thing about Orc 4 is, and the reason I treat it with so much respect, is that named uniques are allowed to spawn here, like Sant Rokas. Orcish warlords, pairs of Orcish warlords are allowed to spawn here. Large enough groups are, and something like this can always happen, where you find yourself being chain smited by one or two enemies the whole way back. Just imagine if instead of one Orcish priest, I had opened a door somewhere, and 4 Orcish high priests had turned up and pulled the same trick. And then you understand why I consider it worth being careful about. Dude, I think I have a Ring of See Invisible. Yeah, we're just going to use that. You can just die. How's that? That work for your schedule? So it totally works for mine. In fact, I'm just going to leave See Invisible out until I see something that requires Resist Necro. My logic, I've had way more Wizards turn invisible than I've had Necro attacks so far in the this place. Okay, let's gun him down. I do love it every time my ammo doesn't go kaput. It's just wonderful. Okay, there's another Orc Priest. There's 3 of them. This calls for crossbowing. I mean, not wanting to lose my ammo is great and all, but so is not wanting to lose my health. Okay, there we go. There's the Orc High Priest that I was concerned about. He might raise the dead, or his friends might raise the dead, but see? If I had tried to stand and fight, I would have gotten flanked by 2 more Orc Priests. I'd rather just pull these guys in groups. And you know why I'm leaving all the armors by the stairs? Because any Orc dumb enough to come upstairs and try to change into armor will be dead before they get it on. Weapons, on the other hand, yeah, okay, admittedly that's a little bit different, softer call. It's because I'm not scared of any of those weapons. My logic is I've already faced them in greater numbers and in worse situations than I am now. So, what exactly is it that I'm supposed to be afraid of? Give me the Scimitar of Fire. This guy is invulnerable to poison, so let's just kill him fast. In fact, at this point, how high is my short blades? 3? Yeah, let's just make the switch now and see how it goes. That was a 1-shot. That was very, very much an improvement over my 6-shot kills with the poison. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trained enough to use a scimitar reliably yet, but I'm not exactly inefficient with it either. Just stack a little bit of poison onto this guy. Since he's too far away to recover my ammo from, I'm going to use poison. Okay, and now we'll whip out the Scimitar of Flame. Should be R. Yeah, you know what? The Scimitar of Flame is dealing so much more damage up front rather than the short sword of poison, which is dealing some damage over time. I'm having a hard time justifying not just using... You know what? Switching to my powerful launcher. Let's try and kill this guy rather than just be scared of him. Okay, he's poisoned. He's gonna die. Let's just get out now. And it occurs to me that he might not die for reasons, so let's just make sure of it. I think I got him. I'm not sure. You kill the Orc High Priest. Okay, he's dead. Now it's just a matter of getting upstairs in safety. Relative safety. These things shouldn't really be able to deal significant damage to me. I don't know why they are. Oh, because I'm being hit by electricity and it's hurting, because I didn't put on the Cloak of Starlight. I forgot to keep that on. I mean, he's a summon, so he's not going to be here very long. But at the rate he's going, he's still going to deal significant damage. There we go. He's gone. And all it cost me was a few blinks to stay ahead of him, instead of having to use up a heal, which I really did not want to do. Okay, let's review. I forgot to put on the Cloak of Starlight, so let's do that. That hurts my AC slightly, but gives me the resist electricity that I really like, and the evade +4 that I like even more. Waiting for me downstairs is an Orc Knight, possibly right by the staircase. This wouldn't be a bad time to find a new staircase, but what the fuck. Okay, all of the summons apparently didn't dissipate. Just one of them. The one that I was dealing with upstairs. So, let's switch over to my Velocity Crossbow. Try and make some room between me and my enemy. Eventually, these Tefbuses will disappear, and then we'll start shooting at each other. Quiver me some fire bolts. Are you really summoned? Yeah, okay, good. There we go. Now I have a good shot, so let's try and peg him. Blink, blink, boom, boom, blink, boom, boom. Got him. Burn him, burn him. Nothing. Okay. Give me the Scimitar of Flame, and into the pits we go. Hopefully I can recover most of my crossbow bolts now. Certainly the poison ones, which I really value. Fuck me. Just burn the goddamn priests, please. If it weren't for Smite, Orc Priest would also be so ineffective. Auto pickup is on, bolts are on. Just cut these guys up while we're at it. And you I will cut with my sword. Okay. That's a clear. And now I'm trying to get a bit careless again, because I've gotten rid of a large pocket of enemies. As long as I'm not heading towards the central hub, odds are good that I'll be safe. I'm dodgy enough that I can just cut the Cyclops to his face and he can't hit me. Oh, wouldn't you know it, it's another crossbow. Oh, it's a crossbow of evasion. Well, as much as that's tempting and all, I would rather have a crossbow of kill your enemy right the fuck now than a crossbow of try not to get hit by your enemy for a little while. 1 times 1.4 damage is a large damage boost. Too much to be made up for by a +3 to evade. Although it is tempting to stack a lot of evade sources, and technically I will be wielding that crossbow a lot. Maybe it's worth more consideration than I'm giving it, but whatever. I've already started sinking scrolls of enchant weapon into this, so I'm kind of committed. Come on, just cut him. Wow, you just dealt a lot of damage. Damn orcs. Alright, where are we at now with regards to training? All those numbers look good to me. No need to get more food. I already am carrying like 9 rations, and I don't think I've eaten a single one this whole game. Well, that's an exaggeration. I think I have eaten a single one this whole game. Heroism was a good move. Finesse might be a good follow-up, because this is a bad situation. It looks sort of bad, but it's actually worse than it looks even. I don't think I'm going to die, though, but I do think I need to start making sure of that fact. Let's go draining on the lot of you a couple times, just to be sure. This time to kill off the caster. Now wield my devastating crossbow and start really taking it to you. Yeah, that guy had a bardiche or a halberd or something, a glaive, and he got off a free hit with it, which is why I lost so much health. And of course, the goddamn zombie apocalypse has to land about now. Let's hit him with all of my drain charges until he dies. And that should put me in a good enough situation to start running the hell away. The 6er free is dead dangerous. These guys are summoned by each other or by themselves. Whatever the reason, I don't want to fight them because it'll just be a long, hard fight that I will, in the end, lose even if I win. I spent a lot of resources fighting things that don't exist. But my stealth is good enough that I can probably hide until they disappear. And that just leaves the zombies, which I'm not that afraid of. Good. Worked out perfect. That plan literally worked out perfectly. Just... How many of you fuckers are there? I don't want him to start summoning, so I'm trying to keep out of line of sight. Fortunately, I went the wrong way, so he got a free summon. Where's the exit to this place? Shit, are you telling me the only exit I know about is on the other side? I'm gonna just hit a teleport while I still have my full health to respond to wherever I end up. Perfect! Melee range. Heroism on. Let's dice this guy. And then... blink. Notice that I positioned myself against the wall, so I would probably not blink to the right. Velocity. Poison bolts. I still have a few left. Let's take these guys down. Okay. Next. Scimitar of Flaming. Let's cut you. And then just start cutting everything. Eat this guy. Yeah, kobolds make Spriggans feel like... sorry. Kobolds make gourmand status seem excessive. They're so good. I would almost prefer to have kobold status to gourmand status, because I can eat chunks when they're rotten. And it's still considered highly nutritious. No nausea? Hells yes. Alright, That's burning to hit autopilot for clearing this place. There's still probably at least one orc priest left. Orc high priest left for me to deal with, given that at least half of the central chamber is unscouted. But I doubt it's much more than that. Let's finish off the right flank first, so that I'm less likely to get flanked from it. Herp, derp, derp, derp. Okay. A lot of you guys just converge on me so that I can take you all out with a sword. There it is. There's the one more that I thought might be left. I can't potentially reach him to stab him because I don't have stabbing skills, but I can potentially kill him before I get smitten. That's exactly what I did. This guy... yeah, let's try the same thing. Poison, poison, poison. Okay, that's 2. I'm worried about the 2 summons I saw him get off being right behind, so I'm just going to keep running. Wait it out. Ooh, bull trap. Always a good excuse to try to plunder a bull trap. Finish sacrificing a bunch of corpses. Okay, there we go. Got as much as I'm going to get out of that. Could have sworn I just saw another orc sorcerer, but I don't know. Let me see. Nope, I did not see an orc sorcerer. That was my imagination. Let's go ahead and get out of line of sight of the smiter, pick up a crossbow with some serious bolt power, and just shoot him. Okay, he's dead. Let's go ahead and eat a meat ration. Not because I have to, just because I can. I'm not doing a hell of a lot else. Alright, let's see what we got here. Scroll of Acquirement, always a pleasure. 36 useless arrows. Couple ID scrolls. Do I have a Scroll of Fog? Okay, then I don't need an extra. Nothing here that makes me wish that I had it instead of Troll Leather. Wow, how did you survive the Purge? You die now. Book of Debilitation. Scroll of Enchant Armor is never a bad thing, but I don't really have anything I want it on right now. Random Effects. Door and Chainmail. Again, not that impressive. +0 Dex gloves aren't bad. I would rather have more AC and more Dex, so not exactly impressive either. Right now I'm packing strength gloves, so I would rather have those than Dex anyway. And it's not an artifact, so it gets enchanted. Oh crap. That was painful. Let's play it safe. Just start hailing you with crossbow bolts until you die. Yeah, I can't believe I actually considered going without the blink helmet for a long time. I mean, I was right to not use it right away, IMO, but given how little Evo training it actually took, yeah, it's more than paid for itself already. Well, clear the Orcish Mines. The one thing I really wanted to get out of it, bolts, I did not get. And my actual bolt supply has dwindled. Most notably, my poison bolt supply is critically low. But I did find some good stuff, and I did have a decent run of it, so that's nice. I'll be honest, I'm considering acquiring ammo at this point. And what the hell, let's not consider, let's do. I have a lot of gold, so there's no harm in buying an acquire scroll. And I'm in the mood, so ammo please. 35 extra bolts of flame, so pretty useless. That's the kind of thing that I would have gotten by the buy with Okuwaru. But so far, that's 3 times more than the most he's gifted me at any given time, so it's not exactly like I didn't get my acquirement. Okay. I'm not sure how I'm getting paralyzed. Did I get paralyzed? What happened exactly? Something there got hasted, sure. But I'm still taking actions. What happened? Oh, here we go. Cast a spell, Orc Wizard seems to speed up. You slash, blah blah blah. You slash, blah blah blah. You hit, you burn. Then the Orc remembers some strange words. Helpless, you fail to dodge the puff of flame. Here's about chanting. Hits you with a hammer. Hits you with an Orcish flail and a hammer. And a hammer and a dagger and a dagger and a hammer. You can move again. Oh, here we go. You suddenly lose the ability to move. Okay, so I got paralyzed by the sorcerer. I was wondering how I was paralyzed by this guy, because I don't believe they can paralyze you. Anyway, finish off everybody who isn't him, and then we'll just take him out. Perfect. I'm gonna hang around here instead of hurrying in after the goblin. Just take my time, let the troll leather do its work. It is honestly the reason I'm able to be as blasé as I am, because I get so much of my health back every few turns. Alright, that's the last up staircase to analyze. There's at least one disjointed area I didn't get into, but whatevs. Ooh, let's see invisible rings paying off again. You know what? I don't actually want you here for when I come back again. Just blast you. Gotcha. Let's go ahead and disable short blades first. No. Give it a few more points of training. It's not a bad idea. What I will be done with, though, is this run. Thank you for watching. I'm going to pause here. We'll see you guys next time.